Well, there are few better ways to start the day than catching a cracking little mirror like this, and it was caught on a brand new set of rods from the guys over at Urban Carp Tackle. Let's pop back into the studio and take a look at their full range and exactly what it has to offer. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are taking a look at some rather special products from a new kid on the block. Now, not so long ago, many of you will have watched a video that I did all about the new brand Urban Carp Tackle. They've been trading for a little over a year now, and it's safe to say they are making quite significant waves within the fishing industry. And I know that for an absolute fact because over 120,000 of you guys at home tuned into that video, and rightly so, because they've got a couple of really cool things to offer. Urban Carp Tackle is a direct-to-customer business, and that basically means there's no middleman and no added carp tax. As anglers, that is always going to be a good thing because, let's be honest, fishing is pretty expensive these days. That doesn't mean, however, that you're getting a sort of low-quality product and then it's being chucked out at a low price. That is simply not the ethos behind Urban Carp Tackle. In fact, they are very, very high-quality products because there is not that person in the middle trying to inflate the prices to get their cut out of it. You guys get a very, very nice saving indeed. Urban Carp Tackle is a brand built on passion for angling, a simple love for fishing, and you can tell that with absolutely everything that they do. A company run by anglers for anglers, where great customer service and excellent user experience are part of the package, not an added extra. Now, today we are taking a look at a brand new range of rods that they are bringing out called the Urbanator range, and I'm pretty certain there is something for absolutely everyone. Now, when it comes to purchasing a new set of rods, it really can be quite a personal journey. We all like different styles of angling. Some of us like to fish up close and personal in the edge, and that is the only way to catch them, whereas others take more satisfaction from 3 rods on a dustbin lid at 150 yards, which is something I hope to achieve one day. Luckily, the guys at Urban Carp Tackle have got something in their range for every single situation. Now, the Urbanator rod range can be separated into sort of 3 subcategories, if you like, each offering something slightly different when it comes to build, price and performance. So starting at the cheaper end of the range, we have got the Rogue rods. Now, these are constructed from a 24 and 30 ton carbon, so you know you've got that high quality blank. They're a nice matte black finish with a carbon reel seat. They offer excellent dependable casting performance and a nice progressive through action when playing fish. So perfect basically for your everyday angling. Now, although these are classed as lower end when it comes to the range from Urban Carp Tackle, if you were to compare this to other brands, for example, these are sort of the upper end of the mid-tier, and you're getting that for an absolute bargain price. But we will get onto prices a little bit later. The Rogue rods are available in 10 foot 3 1/4, 10 foot 3 1/2, 11 foot 3 1/4, 11 foot 3 1/2, and a 12 foot 3 1/2. There are also 2 handle options to pick from: a nice slick black EVA or the Urban Carp Tackle dark camo, which I think are going to be very popular indeed. The 10-foot version has been designed to have 6 guides above the joint. Now, that is something that is quite uncommon, but it certainly has its uses. It offers an extremely progressive curve through the blank while it's under load. If you're fishing in the edge or off of the side of the boat and the fish went under the boat, for example, that curve is going to give you all the power and control that you could possibly need. The 11-foot version offers a great rod to people that want a true all-rounder. Many of us have a set of 12-foot rods for long distance fishing and a set of 10-foot rods for your smaller venues, but an 11-footer of course comes right in the middle. There's an awful lot of overlapping situations that an 11-footer really would cover. And I've not even mentioned that there are retractable versions available as well. So if you use public transport to get to and from your venue, have a small vehicle, or just not a lot of storage space, don't worry, the guys at Urban Carp Tackle have got you covered as well. And now we move on to the Havoc rods. And when it comes to the Urbanator rod range, these are considered to be sort of the mid-tier, which in my mind is absolutely crazy. The materials and fittings used are nothing short of premium and top end. The blank itself is made from a 30 and 40 ton 𝗪𝗏 carbon with a 3K carbon reinforcement wrap. So the latest and greatest technologies that are being used by all rod manufacturers are incorporated into what is classed, as I said, as a mid-range rod. The Havocs deliver progressive power, clean recovery, and of course a fantastic battle curve when the blank is under load. For many brands this would be considered a flagship top tier rod, but as I said, Urban Carp Tackle, this is only their mid-range. The carbon alone outspecs rods which are 220, 250 each, so that is quite a significant amount of money. But as I mentioned, we will be getting onto the prices at the end of this video. Don't skip though, because of course you need all the information first. Once again, there are plenty of different options, so you can pick a rod within the range that suits you. You've got a 10-foot 3.5 option, an 11-foot 3.5 option, a 12-foot 3.5 option, and of course, a very capable 5-pound test curve spod rod. For those of you that like retractable rods, again, you are covered here. There's a 10-foot 3.5 option, an 11-foot 3.5 option. So you still get that small pack down size, but with the performance of a premium high-end rod. These are styled with the Sea Guide guides. You've got a 3K carbon reel seat, which sets off against the blank absolutely lovely. And of course, you've got a couple of different handle options as well. And now finally we move on to the Outlaw rods, and these are what Urban Carp Tackle would consider to be their sort of flagship top end rod. Now I can only think of one, maybe two rods available that even come close to this, let alone match the specs of the blank that has been used. This has to be put into some form of like elite category, if you like. The spec and build of the Outlaw rods is far beyond what you would ever expect from an off-the-shelf rod. Constructed from a 40 and 46 ton high modulus 𝗪𝗏 carbon with a 1K carbon outer wrap. These blanks offer a extremely fast recovery on the cast, progressive power throughout the entirety of the blank, and of course unparalleled control under the tip. The Outlaw rods are available in a 10-foot 3.5, 11-foot 3.5, 12-foot 3.5, a 13-foot 3.75, which is an absolute casting weapon, and then also a nice matching 12-foot 5-pound spod rod. The blank itself is super slim but still offers ample power and is complemented by a very nice 1K carbon American Tackle reel seat. Moving further up the rod, you have got the American Tackle skeletal design guides, which are not only extremely lightweight, but they're also very tough and durable. The quality that has gone into this rod, the components used, the materials used, mean that you are guaranteed you've got a rod that is going to stand the test of time. These are most definitely a set of rods that I'll be using in my own fishing going forward. Anything that requires a 12-footer, these will be the rods that come out of the bag, at least until the guys at Urban Carp Tackle prize them back out of my hands. When it comes to handle options, we have got two, both black EVA, one 16mm variation and one 21mm variation. It gives you that sort of more classically styled Duke blonde look if you go for the thicker. As soon as I removed the Outlaw rods from their rather fancy neoprene sleeves, I knew these were a cut above the rest. It is clear to see the amount of time, effort and work that has gone into this blank. It will easily smash a 4.5 ounce lead to the horizon and further if you've got the technique, but is equally at home playing a fish under the rod tip, which is quite a special thing. There really is a rod in the Urbanator range to fit every situation I can think of, and probably a couple I can't think of as well. And you really can't go wrong with any one of them. Just pick the rod length, the style, the test curve that suits your fishing, and you can basically consider that problem of having the right tool for the job a thing of the past. And now, of course, the bit that you've all been waiting for, the costings. As I mentioned earlier, Urban Carp Tackle is a direct from manufacturer to customer type business. So there's no middleman, there's no added carp tax. As far as I'm concerned, anywhere you can save a few quid within fishing these days is going to be a win. So we'll start with the lower end rogue rods. Now these come in at roughly £76 each. It depends on the length and test curve that you pick. The price will fluctuate slightly. The Havoc rods, so these are classed as a middle of the range type rod. These start at £149, and then that 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗣𝘆 Outlaw rod, these start at £285. They were my absolute favourite, so I must have expensive taste, but you are getting such a high quality bit of kit. It's the type of thing that you buy once and will probably never have to buy again. For any more information on these rods, make sure to head over to the Urban Carp Tackle website, have a little look around, but don't just look at the rods, because there are so many really cool products on there, many that you may not have seen before. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much.